Greetings and welcome to my first official episode of The Analysis with hostess, yours truly, Anicka Plante. Um, this is a new venture that I'm going on. Um, I started doing this sort of thing on my little, I wouldn't even call it a actual show, but a series of wild, rabid, random rants and raves called Ani'z Korner. And Ani'z Korner used to be a very ratchet thing. Um, I used to talk a lot of trash, snack, had a lot to say. Um, I've become a lot more constructive, a lot wiser. Been through a lot since I started the whole Ani'z Korner thing, and I'm all the wiser now, and I understand things a lot better than I did at that time. So Ani'z Korner is now going to be a spiritual venture because I am very, very spiritual. I'm anti-religion. Organized religion is rules and restrictions, in my humble opinion, upon a very fabulous and monumental thing that is whatever God is or isn't. But that's besides the point. That is one side of myself, one part of myself I feel very strongly towards my spiritual ventures, but this side of me, the political conspiracies, whistleblowing, blasting lies and ruses to expose the truth in things. I think a lot of people out there are waking up. I'm far from the only one. Even the general public knows we're being lied to. Even the most sheep drone of a person, generally in this day and age, at least knows they're being lied to. Now, those who sit and sleep in it, who walk around with closed eyes through the minefield every day, there's still many, majority of the population is kind of in that category, but there is a huge number, and it's growing, of people who are tired of the lies and are not sheep and are truly waking up to what's going on out there. I think there needs to be a blast off. Personally, my wish is, of course they'll never happen, but my wish is that we could just go in to Congress, parliaments, all around the world, all the people in major power, the incumbent seats, the people who are sworn in and pretty much they're never going to lose that seat or that title or that role that they play ever. They can't be voted out or really even fired. I think all that needs to just be blown out of the water. We need to start fresh, really, but since that's never going to happen, I guess we just got to work with what we've got and make a change within these systems and things that are not. They're not going to change easily. I wish we could just give more people a chance. If somebody's been in office for X amount of years and they haven't delivered upon the promises that they made, and they haven't changed the things they said they were going to change. And um, if they just haven't done what they said they were going to do, get rid of them. Let somebody else have a chance. There's so many people out there who would really give it their all if they had the chance. Um, but unfortunately, that's just not going to happen. So those of us who are warriors of truth and the light, we must work with what we've got, and that's with each other. Um, as far as Trump goes, my personal insight or thoughts about it, you know, I think he has America's benefit in mind, um, more so than Hillary Clinton would have. Um, I know I just lost like a ton of viewers right there. Sorry. I definitely do not think he's perfect by any means. You have to be ratchet to be a president. You have to be. You have to be. Um, you have to be a certain amount of swindling and a certain amount of bad boy, bad girl, whatever, to even make it that far to become president. Um, or they'll eat you for lunch. If you're just a sweet, happy-go-lucky person, they will eat you for lunch. I understand this. No, dog. I understand this. But my hope is just that he will use whatever both virtues and ratchetnesses that he has truly for the greater good of our country. I appreciate some of the things he is doing. I agree with some of the things he is doing. I disagree and disapprove of others. One thing I do truly believe, whatever side of the coin you are on or not, I think you might agree with this, that he needs, there's a fine line. There's a fine line. It's an art that a leader must have in knowing when to play the ultimate iron fist, unyielding. Got to do that sometimes. The art of knowing when you need to lend a hand, an open hand to help. Knowing the difference of when to say no and be firm. There's times where you're going to need to action, right? There's times where you need to wait. Let's wait and see, be patient before we act. It's a very delicate balance that any leader needs to have. And I don't know if he's quite got that all the way. Certain things he's done, he did very in a cool, uncaring fashion. You know, one of his first things he did was, you know, the whole let's cut all funding for any abortions around the globe. And I can understand where he's coming from. In certain ways I can understand, but here it is. He has said to women across America, I am for women, I'm on women's side, etc. Well, when he sat there and signed these papers and implemented these things with a bunch of other white, rich, powerful males around him, just like, yes, sign it, yeah, screw them hoes, you know. It was one of the first things he did, and in the fashion he did it, you know, those white men of power have never been raped. They've never carried a child inside of them from the rapist who raped them. They've never gone through certain things. And for Trump to do what he did, a more proper way to go about it, in my opinion, would have been to make some kind of speech or statement or something to have addressed the women of the globe and said, look, ladies, I understand you've gone through some heinous, atrocious things. I understand why some of you would even ask for an abortion. I can understand why, you feel the way you feel and you've gone through so much and da-da-da-da-da. But I'm sorry. We can't keep funding. We can't keep funding all these different things. We need to cut our spending on stuff like this, and so we can fix our country. Just kind of showed some kind of compassion, showed some kind of caring in the fact that he just, cut any aid for this, and women, I mean, across the globe. Um, you know, I know America can't take care of everyone, let alone could any other country take care of everyone. Nobody can do that. I understand this, but there's just a there's a there's just a certain level of tact and grace that you have to have when you're implementing certain things and really changing people's lives, really affecting people. For example, the immigration thing. I understand where he's coming from. I understand. I understand where both sides are coming from. Um, the way he went about it, I don't think had much tact. You can't just be like, okay, nobody in or out from these countries as of right this second, because you've got, so and so at the airport. His grandmother is dying in Iraq. He's an American, but his grandma's dying in Iraq, and he's about to go and see his dying grandmother, and now he can't get out, or he went and saw his dying grandmother, and now he can't get back in America, because just right this second, nobody in or out. Okay, well, maybe there was a better way to go about that. Let the people who already have the travel plans, like, let them, go finish out that and just say, okay, well, in a week, as in a week from now, this will be implemented. Give it, just have a little bit more care or courteousness. Like I said, I'm all for. I know a president has to make hard decisions and has to be an iron fist from time to time. Um, you don't. I agree with certain things that he's done. I agree with certain ways he's been an iron fist, because if you're not, if you're not about what you say you're going to be about, you're going to be a joke. And other countries are going to look at your country like, and they're not going to take you seriously. There's just a fine art in how you do these different things and deal with these separate issues, that maybe he'll get a little better about these things as time wears on. I'm hoping. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does, of course, but I don't know what I think fully about Trump yet. I know to me, in my heart of hearts, he was a better choice than Hillary. At least Donald Trump is a new, fresh face in the office, and he doesn't have a long list and line of previous predecessors that have been in there and been crooked. I mean, Hillary is as crooked as a dog's hind leg, and so was her husband. And these certain administrations that have been all up in power already and have already shown their true colors, why the hell would we let them in to shine the same colors, if not worse? So in that retrospect, I'm very glad that we at least have somebody new to give them a shot. Give them a shot. But he's got to be careful about alienating our allies, making them feel, like that. Um, he's he's got to watch out. Um, I know he's already used to being hated, and I know how that goes. I've had a lot of haters, and that's nothing new. And I know he could give a crap less about that. That's fine. But watch out who you get hating you. If I had to say one thing to Trump, I'd say, hey man, be careful who you get on your bad side. Not 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 be careful about getting um, you know, ones on your bad side who, oh well, like he says he's going to abolish the Federal Reserve. Well, that could get him killed like that, just talking like that, of course. But I agree. Get rid of it. Blast it. Destroy it. Destroy it. That I don't care if those folks at the Federal Reserve didn't like what he had to say. Um, there's no gold in Fort Knox. There's no gold there. There's no gold at all, is there? But don't get our enemies, or not enemies, our allies hating us. Don't completely alienate us from the entire world. I can understand America first. Yes, America, we have to think of our country first, for our country, to an extent, yes. But past an extent, no. You have to also keep your allies feeling like your allies. Treat them as this. So um, I don't know. I don't know. Certain things he's done have just been great, and certain things have just been. He was the one to say all this stuff about the CIA and how he was going to just, blast the CIA this and that and the other thing, and he just really talked a lot of smack about the CIA. And one of his first days as president, he was having dinner with them, and no, go, go, go. He was having dinner with them, and you know, chumming it up and planning out some stuff with them, and um, the like. I was not impressed by that. I'm not one of those who's down with the keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That's just not me. Um, Many would disagree, and I can see why they could disagree. Um, to an extent, I can see where keeping your enemies closer would be a smart tactical move. I just don't roll like that. If you're my enemy, you're my enemy, and I want you as far away from me as possible. And I'm not going to show you any kind of care or friendship or anything. I'm just not that kind of person. But I wish we could just blast it all out of the water. Speaking of water, you know, the stuff going on behind the doors of power would make Watergate look like a little water fountain you drink from when you're in school. Between Congress, members of Congress, members of our military, high ups in the media, the insurance companies, FDA, the celebrities, the mainstream media. There's some major scandal going on. The Illuminati, the globalist elite. There's some stuff going on that's really, really, really bad. And we've got to stick together and work together and stay strong, or else we're in big trouble. Between the pedophilia rings, I mean, these are the people that run shit, okay? They're some of the worst, most corrupt ones. The Queen of England. I see, yeah. Oh, her and her little people, they are evil incarnate. This is where my show takes a little spin into some of the, but I implore you, fellow brothers and sisters of America, if you haven't looked into some of the stuff that I'm about to list out, do yourself a favor and wake up and look up some of this stuff. Don't take my word for it or anybody's word for it. Research yourself. Look up reptilians, cloning, human cloning. Look up celebrities involved in all this. Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, involved in all sorts of stuff. Nicki Minaj, you name it. B.O.B. I mean, these are celebrities who say they're clones. They say that there's human cloning. Hashtag stop human cloning. The Illuminati, the elite. Oh man, the pedophilia thing is just, I mean, from Hillary Clinton, Obama, John Podesta, different, there's so many people involved in it, and it's all these people involved that are people of power who are the ones helping each other keep everything under wraps with blackmail, lots of money, and your ignorance and keeping us in the dark. I mean, people, look up some of the stuff about HARP, chemtrails, Planet X. Look some of this stuff up. There's things in the works. If we had a real clue, we'd all have multiple guns. We'd all be sitting in our house ready for war. FEMA camps. Look into the Walmarts that have been mysteriously closing across the country and their ties to the government. Underground cities, the fracking and the underground cities, the Walmarts stocking these cities up, fat and happy, they will sit under the ground while the earth burns above. You're not going to get invited down there. You're not part of the global elite. Well, maybe you are and you're watching this, and if you are part of the global elite and the enemies I speak of, then, well, bleep you. Why are you watching my show? Go away. But this is a prison planet. This is a prison planet. Just do yourselves a favor. Those who are watching this and haven't looked into any of this, just please look into this stuff. Don't take my word for it or anybody's. Do the research yourself and see where you stand. But just look into it, because some really, really bad stuff going on. The UK pedophilia ring is being exposed. Thank God for that. There are good doers out there. There are whistleblowers and freedom fighters and people who still fight for humanity and believe in the good that we do have in us. But for each of us that is good inherently, as good as we can be, there are so many who are not. They're either on one side or the other. They're evil. They're either the evil running the stuff or they're the sheep. To sit back and watch a murder in front of you. You see somebody getting murdered right in front of you. And to look at that and turn a blind eye. You're just as evil and just as much a piece of crap as the murderer, if not worse, in my opinion, because at least the murderer had the gall and ball to act upon what they believe or whatever. At least they had some kind of nuts. To be a, little weasel sniveling, fearful. Oh, I'm not going to say anything about that. They're almost worse, in my opinion. Wake up. It's happening. Between the seismic activity going on out there, the earth is pissed off. She's tired of us. All she wanted was a little respect for giving and giving and giving. There's more than enough here on earth for everybody. Nobody should be hungry. Nobody should be emancipated. I mean, these people, emaciated, just falling apart, disease-ridden. There is no reason for that. All the earth wanted for giving and giving and giving is just a little respect. And we've treated her like a two-bit whore. She wants us gone. Forces unseen want us gone. The depopulation initiatives and acts and happenings have been going on for a long time. The earth is mad. There's things going on. The earth is ready to unzip, zip, explode. Between the earth being really upset and everybody being really upset, the hatred out there is thick. You can cut it with a knife right there in the air. So much hatred. So much. Why? Can't we all just appreciate each other for our differences? Can't we just agree to disagree? Get along at least enough to live in some kind of symbiotic balance? No. No, that just can't happen, can it? Just too much hatred, indifference, judgment, prejudice, just hate. So World War III could just explode at any minute. I mean, there's just people itching to go to war. Between that and the earth and just foods running out here and there, it's ridiculous. There's a lot going on. Planet X, whether you believe in it or not, possibilities there. Look deeper into it. There's things out in the sky. Notice the chemtrails and fake clouds up in the sky. Look up hard and see the machines. The harp centers what they can do, what they're about. Wake up. Wake up. It's here. It can't go on like this anymore. It just can't. It's all a big pimple about to burst. What will be the needle to poke it? That's the big kahuna, isn't it? What's gonna finally make it pop? Because it is there on the tip of the nose, that big pimple. It is there. It will pop. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and what's going to be the thing to pop it. And can you, as a human being, be more than just a consumer, be more than just a drone? They want you sick and stupid in front of that TV set at night, not being a problem. They just assume put everybody on welfare and have robots take all the jobs so that they could have control over everybody, no matter what. I mean, can you imagine how many people would say, oh yes, if they offered everybody in America right now welfare? How many people do you think would take it? Hey, we'll give you this much money a month to live. You'll never have to work again. We're going to give a robot your job. Do you mind that? Do you know how many lazy POSs out there would go, yes, I'll never have to work again? Sign me up. And then they'd have control over everything about you from that point on. Just inform yourself if you haven't already. For those who have, keep going. Keep on researching. Keep on looking. The martial law they want to implement, those FEMA camps I was mentioning. Yeah, police state. Scary shit happening, really. It's actually really scary. Let's all just keep our eyes open, peeled, stay frosty, stay sharp, keep learning, and for Christ's sake, do something about it. Stand up for something. Don't be afraid. Let your voices be heard. For all the Democrats out there watching this, hey, I know not all Democrats are bad people or radicals or, not all the Black Lives Matter people are about, um, you know, uh, radical acts and really terrorism. Um, that has been, I'm talking about the leftist radicals. I know not all Democrats and um, Black Lives Matter and stuff, for example, are radical and violent and all that. So for the ones who aren't, stand up and speak. Tell those left-wing freakos that they're just another part of the problem, that they're not when they go and trash their very own cities, breaking glass and beating on people who voted for Trump or whatever, that they're not doing any good for anybody, let alone who they say they're doing good for. Where are the Democrats standing up and saying, you know what, to all those left-wing like fascists and freaks, stand up and tell them, what the hell are you doing? You're not, you're a part of the problem. You're not helping anything. You know, for the right wing, don't just fall into, you know, everything Trump's doing is good, or everybody stay open-minded as you can get. Be so open-minded that you're open-minded to new possibilities, and you're also open-minded to the truth when certain truths and facts come. Accept, hey, if it's fact, it's fact. But also stay open to new things that aren't fact yet to become facts, or you get what I'm saying. I just feel very strongly about all this, and I wish we could all just talk a little better, talk better to each other, communicate better with each other. I'll sit down just as fast with a Muslim person. Oh, there's lots of awesome Muslims out there. I'll sit down and chat with them about all this just as fast as I would sit down and talk to a Republican or, anybody. I'd respect both of them. We should all just trust, communication, and respect. Those are the three key things. I've been saying this for a long time. For any relationship, be it a friend relationship, a coworker, anybody, any kind of relationship, love, family, any of it, needs those three things in plethora for it to work. Because as soon as one of those things is shattered, there's problems. We should all be able to talk to each other. Nobody should feel like they're in fear of just speaking up. It's ridiculous. A lot of people are waking up to this. Why are people not standing up, not speaking to each other respectfully? Why are people in fear? There's two paths. There's two paths in anything in existence as far as life of any sort goes. Intelligent life. It's either the path of fear, and fear leads to hate, violence, indifference, all that shit. And then there's the path of love. Unconditional love and light, truth, eternal. From unconditional love, light, and truth, that is eternal, timeless, boundless. From fear all the bad things stem from fear. I'm ranting, probably. Gone a lot longer than I thought I was going to go. But this is my first episode, and I'll be covering lots of things. More specifically, you know, um, thanks for, if you actually listen to all this, I'm shocked. Probably nobody's even going to listen to this whole thing, but if you actually listened to everything I had to say today, thank you for your time. And I look forward to being your hostess of the analysis.net, and I think this will be a very interesting venture one way or the other. Exciting, with nothing but love and light in my heart from me to all of you. Till the next time, be safe, be well.